Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, the world's leading authority on childcare marketing, mindset, expansion, and profitability. Our host, Brian Duprey, is the world's most sought-after childcare coach, having helped tens of thousands of childcare owners from around the globe take their business to the next level. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, our host, Brian Duprey.
Hello, welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Duprey. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And today we're going to talk a little bit about tour stops. And we talked last week about swag bags, which were on a tour. But today we're going to talk a little bit about tour stops. And this is actually from my book, The Art of the Tour. You can get it at childcaregenius.com. I highly recommend this book. And if you don't have it, you can get it on Amazon. Or you can get it on our website at childcaregenius.com under the book section. Again, it's The Art of the Tour. It talks all about tour strategy and how to convert more tours. A must read for all directors and owners who do tours in childcare centers. So let's talk a little bit about tour stops. What a tour stop is a place in your tour that you give, that you stop to do something. You stop and have a conversation. Like you got to move them through the school, and you stop at certain locations, what we call them tour stops. So you want to start out your tour, obviously, in an office somewhere, or you're meeting them in a reception area, and you're going to want to offer them coffee or tea. That's something we talked. Definitely offer them something, and then as you can start your tour, one of the first areas that I like our clients to go to is a testimonial wall. You want to start the tour with a win. A win is something positive about your school. And a testimonial wall, a wall with your 5-star reviews written on it, a wall with customer letters, something positive. You should have an I love me wall, I call it, or a testimonial wall, or just positivity wall, or a 5-star review wall, and have 5, 10, 15, 20 of these reviews posted where you can show a parent initially. That's the first stop, is to show them that win. Another stop I like to take people to is a teacher bio area. Tout your experience of your teachers at your school. And what we recommend is have each teacher with a bio page. And it talks a little bit about their education, their background, likes, and just some fun fact. Some things they like doing in their off time. I like crocheting, or I like climbing mountains or whatever. Something make them personal. But what you're doing here is showing them your team, the people that are going to be the ones watching their child. So this is where you could brag about them. So you spend, a minute or two on the reviews, a minute or two at this teacher bio wall, especially if you know who the teacher is going to be of that child. You definitely want to highlight the bio page of that teacher and talk a little bit about, Miss Linda, who's going to be their child's teacher should they choose your school. And you don't want to spend too much time showing the entire building. You want a quick, short tour, but you definitely want to show the classroom where the child is going to be. So you can kind of zip over to that. And you want to do what they call a teacher handoff. You're going to want the teacher to come over and talk to the respective parent for a good minute or two. You need to train them on this while you take their child, if the child's there, and have them integrate into the classroom, or you as the owner or the director kind of watching the classroom for just a minute or two while the mom talks to the teacher. And then you hand it back and you take her. And then the next area, obviously, you're probably going to go to is the playground. While you're, of course, showing them the building on the way through, but not spending a whole lot of time. You don't have to show each classroom. You don't have to go about everything. If they're a toddler, you don't even have to barely show them the infant room. You can just mention and glance. And you just don't have to spend a lot of time in these things. You don't have to oversell, because remember, they're taking time. They've already decided yours is the place. You just have to make sure you don't talk them out of joining in there. I assume everybody who comes in for a tour wants to enroll. And that's what I need your mindset to be. They want to enroll, but if I talk too much, I could actually talk them out of it. So keep that in mind. You want to keep a tour under 15 minutes. I have people who tour for an hour, way, way, way too long. Nobody ever goes to a tour and decides and finds They're looking for reasons not to enroll this school. They've already made their mind up. They want to come here or they wouldn't be touring, but they're looking for reasons why they shouldn't go. And the longer they're in your school, the more they can have a better chance of seeing why they should not go to your school. Keep that mindset in there. It'll do you well. Studies have shown that the more talking you do, the less chance you're going to close them. And if they ask questions, you can answer them. That's no problem at all. But don't be the one doing all the talking because you'll talk them right out of coming. So after you do the playground, you slowly work your way maybe past the kitchen and then back to the office. So it's 10 to 15 minutes totally in the school. And then once you get in the office, you can stay there as long as you need to answering questions, but let them do most of the talking. Ask questions to get them to talk. And then you can stay there for a little bit until they decide, yeah, okay, I'm ready to enroll. Then you stop talking, get out paperwork, and enroll them on the spot. Don't keep talking. Don't keep trying to sell the school. They've already said yes. Once they say yes, get them enrolled and working in there. So just have certain tour stops, know what to say at the right times. Keep your tours short. Watch your conversions start going through the roof. The average director in America converts 1/3 of the tours that they do. A very bad director will convert 1 out of 5. A very, very good director will convert about 45% of their tours. Everybody always thinks they do better than they actually do. I can't count. I count on my hand the number of, or can't even count the number of people who's, if I ask them, how many tours do you convert? He was, I convert 95%. And it's absolutely not true, but your brain tends to only remember the good and tends to remember the no. It's like you never get a no. You just get a ghosting, right? They just don't ghost. And so your brain doesn't remember that as a no. Like I said, a very good director converts 45%. But, a dog with an oat in his mouth could probably get 20%. So that's kind of the very low. So, meaning that if you just put a note up here, come to my school, 1 out of 5 people are going to come to your school no matter how bad a tour you give. So if you can get 20% without doing it, you get 45%. So the sweet spot is in the middle, the 20 to 45%. That's where you need to learn things like this, like the swag bag, like the tour stops. That's why you need to read The Art of the Tour, because in the difference between the 20% and the 45%, there's $1 million difference in there over the course of the next 10 years by just learning some extra good tips to close tours. Tours are the most important money maker for you. They're also the area where you can struggle the most. If you have a great director who converts a lot of tours, your center is going to be very good and profitable. If you've got a weak person doing tours who doesn't know how to close, who's afraid to call the next day, who's afraid to follow up, you're going to be struggling with enrollment and struggling with profitability. All right. And that's it for that. If we can help you in your marketing, we're specialists at Child Care Genius Marketing. We can help you. We have a bunch of different marketing products to help you fill your school. You want the phone to ring more? Call us. You want more tours? Give us a call. We'll get more tours in. It's up to you on the other side as far as converting them, but we can help the phone ring more. Just go to childcaregenius.com under the marketing services tab. Click on the marketing services tab and just read all about the things we do to help you. And if you want to talk to us more, just go to inquire now, and me or somebody on my team will get on a phone with you and we'll talk a little bit more about marketing. And hope you have a good rest of your day. This is Brian Duprey at Child Care Genius Marketing, and we will see you next week for another episode of the Child Care Genius.
Thank you for listening to the Child Care Genius Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your child care business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Child Care Genius community.